Hey guys, it's Levi's Art Corner back here again with another redesign. This time, first of all, I don't think I said exactly who I was gonna do. I think last video, if I remember correctly, I said I was gonna do Ultron, or I'm doing Ultron. I meant Ghost Rider. I was gonna do Ghost Rider. Well, I was trying to do Ghost Rider, like trying to draw him, but I couldn't come up with a design quick enough to, get another video out. But I had this design for Ultron and this kind of story I had in mind with Ultron. So that's what we're going with. So obviously the inspiration behind this Ultron design is definitely more comic book adaptation. Like instead of having the full articulated mouth, it's kind of just like that. I always thought it was a creepy smile, kind of a creepy smile, just illuminated by lights. Yeah, that's I'm basing it off of that. But if you in case you noticed his shoulders and later what you'll see his arm braces. Oh, but first off, those freckles I put on him, those are gonna go away. I ended up not liking the freckle design. So what was I saying? Oh right, the arms, like the forearms and the shoulders. He has something similar with Iron Man, my version of Iron Man, where it comes out of him like it's liquid nanobot technology like to where it'll emerge out of him when he needs to suit up. And you're probably wondering why would Ultron need to do that? He's a robot, right? Well, yes. He starts off the same way in the comics. Hank Pym makes Ultron to be kind of a replacement hero. But instead of, well, my version, instead of Ultron becoming a psychomaniac, he doesn't understand, like, because Hank Pym, by the time Hank Pym made Ultron in any comic adaptation, he was already off the deep end. So Ultron, instead of being this smart, advanced computer, I wanted to treat him more like Vision, where he's kind of like a child in a sense. Like he's this not all powerful, but this very powerful being who is given life and he doesn't know what to do. But conveniently enough, who shows up to help him find his path? You guessed it, Spider Man. So Spider Man sits down and has a talk with Ultron, and he kind of takes Ultron under his wing, showing him what it means to be human. So that's why, if you noticed on the face earlier, when I was, drawing the kind of effect of the helmet kind of like warping away so you can see the face, you notice the hair and the eyes and the eyebrow are the same. Well, that's another change. Instead of Scarlet Spider being Ben Riley, it's actually Ultron's cybernetic body he makes. Because about because you'll see when I give him his age, he's 4. So 4 years after he's introduced, he decides to make himself a synthetic body using Peter's DNA, but he changes it up to look different. So he gives himself the blonde hair and the blue eyes like Ben Riley has, and that's my version of Ben Riley and Ultron. And yeah, that's his origin story pretty much. Like he and Spider Man team up and are like almost like I don't want to say friends, but more like a big brother and little brother type relationship. Now, in case you're noticing now, you see I just colored the mini one, but as you saw earlier, I copied the line art layer and kind of just cropped it and made it bigger to fit in the background. That's because I've been doing this the last. Well, I started one. If you check my Instagram, Levi's Art Corner, same name as the channel, you'll notice that I posted a Zelda, like, artwork of Zelda, and I made it so that there was her, and then kind of like a blurred version of her in the background, because I don't know exactly. I saw another artist do this. I can't remember their names for the life of me, but they did it to where it was like you kind of have your artwork big and blurred in the background. So it's like it kind of helps the main artwork like pop out. Now, some things that are different are I don't do shading for the big one because they're going to be blurred. Like they're going to have a blurred background to them. So they're obviously noticeable, but not like I'm looking for the finer detail. Like you're just really going to be focused on the coloring of that character. So yeah, now I'm shading the artwork. I know if you're an artist, comment down below. What is the most what's the most tedious part when you're drawing or like digitally? When you're drawing digitally. Do you think it's the shading, the line art, or the coloring? Cuz for me, I've gotten better with my shading, but for me I always find this tedious because I don't want to go like what I used to do was just shade wherever I felt like, but I've started doing more like visualizing a light source. So I try not to do too much. I can't think of the words. Not doing too much shading anymore. Like, because my old drawings, like, I think even the Spider Man and Iron Man drawing, the shading was a lot. Like, I feel like I did way too much and it was all over the place. Whereas this, I feel like I'm doing less, but I feel like it makes more sense. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, it makes more sense. Like, oh yeah, less shading, but you see where the light's coming from. And okay, so now I'm. This is another reference. Um, hold on a second. I gotta. I'm not saying this for like effect. I'm actually needing to look this up real quick. Yeah, so that cape I was doing. If you look at the old school Avengers, when Ultron was first released, he was like the robot that we know, but he kind of took on this identity for a short time called the Crimson Cow. And I kind of wanted to give my Ultron design this kind of like Crimson Cow because honestly, I love the color of it. Like, it's such a unique color, and I think it's such an interesting way of hiding his identity. Now, if you want to leave it up to your imagination, I know it doesn't look like it, but you could say it's a hood if you probably didn't hear a slam, but I kind of set my phone down too hard after looking that up. But yeah, if you could probably imagine it being a hood. So I think next after Ultron, I figured I might because I realized that at the start of this, like the start of this series, I'm doing kind of like a quote unquote Spider-Man story where I feel like I'm doing more of the characters that are tied into Spider-Man instead of doing other characters. So if you leave it in the comment section below. Hold on. Gosh, I remember when I was drawing this. Oh my god. Yeah, this irked me like that. I don't know how or what happened there. Luckily, it wasn't too bad. Like I've definitely had it where I started coloring and it was on the line art layer, and that hurts when that happens. But yeah, I fixed that. So what were they saying? Oh yeah, let me know if you guys want to see me do different characters, or should I continue the Spider-Man story? Because I won't mind doing the Spider-Man type story, air quote, where it's like the characters that are tied into Peter Parker's life. Because if you want me to continue, like I said, leave it down in the comments. If you want me to continue this story, I'll most likely Venom. Most likely Venom will be the next character that I draw. So if you want to see Venom, then leave it in the comments below. But if you want to see somebody else, like same thing, leave it in the comments below. And also, tell me, be honest, how do you how do you like the shading I've been doing? Because on my last few artworks on my Instagram, I've been doing more shading. So I've been liking it a lot. Like I think I've been doing a better job, but like I said, you could go check out my Instagram to see what arts I'm talking about. Yeah, so just getting the shading. You're just getting the shading done. I only started, like I said, the blur is the really new. So, all right, type it in because gotta get the name. So this is Ultron, aka Ben Riley. So if I am gonna do Scarlet Spider in the future, it'll most likely be Kane Parker from the other clone of Peter Parker. So yeah, this is how I do the blur. Like you look, see, it does a cool thing like that. All right, guys, that's the end. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.